Next, we have Brewster Bevis, the Associated Industries of Florida. I would also like to note that Senator Rodriguez did have to leave at 9:20. We knew that in advance, but he's going to return as quickly as he can, hopefully before we vote, but it may not be. So you're recognized.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, Brewster Bevis with Associated Industries of Florida. We are opposed to this piece of legislation because of several factors, one being that this is going to be a large, huge tax increase on Florida's insurance community. In addition, we believe this is going to increase premiums across all lines of insurance here in the state of Florida. You know, it has been stated many times before, this was created in 1987. It worked then. It is working now. This tax credit does bring jobs here to the state and help retain those jobs here in the state. I did mention this will be a tax increase for our Florida's insurance community. It will be about $300 million, equivalent to the corporate tax. It will increase driving the tax payable by insurers equivalent to a corporate tax of 27.7%, more than 500% higher than all other businesses. In addition, like I was stating, this will be a premium increase. You will have people out there who are writing more checks or greater checks to their insurance companies to help offset this. Is reducing business rent or CST a laudable goal? Of course it is. If this was on standalone merits, on just reducing those, we would be supportive of it. However, by doing it on the backs of another industry, we are not supportive of this approach. And I will also say that the Business Rent Tax Coalition is opposed to this approach as well. With that being said, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Senator Garcia?
I do have a question, and if you can, put this in perspective for all of us here when we talk about the $300 million figure, because we like to throw those big numbers out there. What is that? What impact is that to the average plan? How much are we talking about? A couple $1 million, less? Is it more for some, less for others? Because that $300 million is a big number, right? So what is the actual impact to like individual plans? And if you give a couple of examples.
Madam Chair, it depends on the size. It depends on the company. I mean, how many, essentially how much they're writing in premiums, and more importantly, how many employees they have that they are receiving this potentially up to 15% tax credit on their employee salary. Like was said before, it's not adding to the company; it's simply reducing those premium taxes that these companies are paying. So, if you have a company like a Florida Blue who writes a lot of healthcare insurance, they have a very high premium tax that they're paying. What this does is reduce it. So it will be every single company will have a different number, totaling $300 million here in the state.
But that increase we talk about, it's going to be a big increase for the customer. What does that increase average out to be then?
Madam Chair, I'm not quite sure the exact number for each of those companies. I could probably start digging around and ask some of my members and some of these other companies who are not AIF members what they believe that will be, what they will have to push off of the people they write policies for.
Thank you, Madam Chair.